some might say, as far as how close the day one competition can end up being. But for Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot, it seems like it has been business as usual for them. Jacob, we've seen Peterbot take almost the tournament into his own hands and manipulate the outcomes by targeting other teams that get close to him, but who will do it to them? Almost feels like the question, does anyone have the heart to go toe-to-toe with them and really try to take first place from them?
Yeah, that is a big question to ask, because, you know, in last major, it was Clixie, Amzo, and Higgs, but it was a different song, different dance. They were the top two teams with just small amount of points separating those two. And for Aviv, G-Money, Rise, Rapid, Kanata, and Bolt, there's too much on the line. Even Mud, Shadow, and Sphinx down below on that leaderboard in terms of global championship spots. So I think we're looking at one man.
Pollo, Aegis, and Acorn, likely the only team that could be the kryptonite to Ritual, Cold, and Peterbot's domination so far here. But that is still to be said.
Kind of seeing over here a different switch up. I said it already on the other side of the map, a new team contested Diego, Blake, and Oliver OG, which leaves only one thing, Monster, G-Money, and Rise, and Aviv to be uncontested once more at the Outpost Enclave. And honestly, what better situation could you have risked for if you were them? But it's almost looking at both sides of the coin, because now where's their surge going to come from off spawn? It almost forces them to change up their game plan for a third time today. Bullets cannot Rapid. They hear all of this noise going down on this side of the map, and normally we see them kind of base up over at Crime City, trying to go ahead and take advantage of these teams rotating in that direction. That might not necessarily be the case with the amount of elimination so far, as Mason does get taken down by Rapid. Bolts is going to clean that one up. First elimination so far for them as they start to accumulate surge in a different manner than they have every game so far.
I was going to say, pay attention. These are teams that are finding consistency all throughout the day. And Kanata as well has had very, very unlucky day one grand final tournament performances. He's managed to constantly pull back right on day twos and kind of come back into these top 10s. Look back at any of those years past events. But this time, man, he's off to a hot start. This is pretty exciting for him, as we're starting to see. I mean, would you say they've kind of solidified a seat on the battle bus at this point to the globals? I don't know. It just seems like they're very, very close.
Yeah, as much as I want to say yes, I also don't want to be the one everybody blames as cursing a team like that, especially during a hot streak that they're in. And another team right here, Clixie, Amzo, and Higgs, changing up their game plan. They found some success in that last game. It was a little bit of a clutch, but they went ahead, instead of hunting teams down for Surge, we saw how risky that was in earlier games, to setting up back to normal. The Surge bases, shoot off at teams in the distance. And another thing is the zone is pulling towards the north, so teams will have to rotate into them, which makes this more and more of a reason why this is a good game plan.
Yeah, it seems pretty much like a no-brainer for them right now to just kind of stand their ground here with the zone on top of them. Reets super tagged up here, but Phaser here finding Tyler and his team on their warpath right now, and see Josh right there in the mix too. No King here. They have an Elam, so it seems like they must have wrapped up a fight against Josh's trio. Found a little trade, but they're going to be the first to disengage now.
Looks like they're going back on over to Lone Wolf to get the reboot. It's in zone. In my head, might be a little bit risky, but they might have also pushed some teams out. They know not too many players are currently there, especially since they're using those dash sprites to cover the distance as quickly as possible. Next island is going to be appearing, and it does look like it's going to go all the way over towards Pump Power, which is a Vert, Ishao, and Taki map that they can kind of take. They already have the medallion locked down, which is honestly a little surprising considering this is the one few islands we know Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual spawn nearby and could potentially be a threat to.
Like the setup here. Nothing really opening to them just yet though, even though they got this nice elevation.
See them looking by. Spire is going to spawn this time around, which makes a little bit more sense whether or not keying over towards that island. And Peterbot sets his eyes on the north side of the map, the Supernova Academy. You know as well as I do, everybody else at home knows Click, Siamto, Higgs. They not only land over there, but sometimes they do tend to take that railing, which boosts you all the way from Supernova to Brutal Boxcars. And usually chances a team or two off guard, but that's been a strategy Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual known for a while, know to watch out for.
Big fight going down right now for Pollo, Ages, and Acorn, though. Kind of like the setup here. This is right south of the Demon's domain, so they've rotated down into Aimred's trio here. Trying to see if they can squeeze away some extra points. Seems like more than just a damage play. I think they're trying to close that gap to catch up to first and second. There's a lot going on here, too. Look at this. Two teams kind of lurking about.
Superman sprite, it's kind of scary to listen to because you know it's only a matter of time for the walls get taken down. Smiley and Iman up, they are right there. Smiley just went down to the zone. They had no extra heals to use to stay alive much longer. This Pollo, Aegis, Acorn, I'm not even sure if they know that team was there, just kind of floating around, but Pollo is going to spot out that knock. Extra loot for them, damage for Storm Surge, not necessarily what they were looking for, but they're inching closer and closer to Aimred, Angel, and Gary. This is what they were after, using that Superman sprite to just melt through the walls, take control of those pieces, make it easier for them to find some footing in this fight.
And I just love how you can see like the play styles at play. Acorn staying like 3 boxes back. Pollo's the one first to step up and look to take that wall. Just everyone playing their role almost perfectly, methodically here. Agers on the side angle, just being that nuisance factor there, but here comes that extra pressure. I'm thinking they got to wrap this up quickly. There's another team coming from the north pretty quickly straight south now. They're messing around those areas. Gotta be careful here.
I like this. I like this from Aimred. Instead of just kind of like taking the beating that's getting thrown at him right now, it looks like he was going to go for it. Lurk. Maybe try to mount some offense, push him back, make him think twice about this scenario. But he didn't really see anybody to go after. They're all hunkered underneath their own builds, just putting a huge amount of pressure, getting them to burn through their materials. So even if they do find a way to disengage and stay alive, they're going to have to farm somewhere. Braid's visuals and Aminish are actually playing pretty good. Braid's at the top of the damage leaderboard. Something that you've seen Peterbot at top of for 5 straight FNCS finals. No, I did not make a mistake. 5 straight is correct. Just shows the kind of prowess that he has. And now Braids is looking to threaten that one. Agers, Pollo, Acorn using every bit of resource on their way out. Knowing where these campfires are at are huge. Because you see Agers, no extra bit of material. Oh no!
Wait a second. Who just made a mistake? Who was that? Call him out now. Let us know. You cannot do that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it's not just metal either. You see kind of all of them lacking in break as well. Liam finds a sneaky opportunity to land some damage on Yamzo, but Clicks immediately jumps on over. He's able to slip his way on out, but they become a little bit of the focus of the lobby on the side of Pump Power. Clicks realizing they're trying to disengage, giving them the confidence to try to mow him down. He's able to get the first knock onto Liam. Higgs is breaking through the side wall. He's feeling more and more confident. That knock gave him a little bit of a green light, but I think Reet and Curly are there on the other side as well, so they have to be careful.
That was just such a high-level execution by Clicks right there. It may have looked like he was going to mindlessly key in, but you saw him just pause at the door, just watch and listen as the lobby joined in the fire, not putting himself into harm's way. And this is just, I feel like, again, the evolution, the growth of Clicks as a competitive player is very nicely done. And again, Liam, Zavi, and Neko have played very good early game fights. This is a team that does very well in fights, so you have to put a lot of respect on them.
And they've been pretty consistent getting up into this stage. Just honestly, when your day starts with a triple contested fight, it's not the most confidence building day that you can have, but you got to be able to close it out to make it so. As Aimred runs into Acorn yet again. A fight earlier on from Demon's Domain, or at least the south portion. He gets his revenge. Gary falls as well, boxed up. Angel completes the full trio right.
Completely different team. Feelings right there, very nice. Meanwhile, Minus Visual and Braids not slowing down the action here by any means. They already had a couple elims here, but they're cleaning up house here after Fred's trio. Oh, look at that pressure coming in from the side. More teams now joining in the action. This is bad. They're almost calling the lobby to focus on them, but seems like things simmer down for a second. That's going to be their third elim right now. Caliper gets away. It's Bolts and Kanata who's watching this all play out below them. Short rotate as well for them, Jacob, here. So they can move anytime. Uh-oh. That reaction time. My gosh.
I would say they might be able to move anytime that they want. Doesn't mean it's going to be a safe one. Great damage by Acorn, Aegis, and Pollo, seeing that one from a mile away and really executing on it. And not even getting greedy with the amount of damage there. Some teams might have pushed on over to try to clean it up, but they know more and more teams are going to have to rotate through this side of the zone where they're going to have to run into them. Fredbot feels the pain. Pollo's going to get credit for that knock and eventual elimination. Caliper's trying to go up and over, and Minish as well, but they are the ones holding down this side of the zone overall.
There they go. Already at 6 elims now for Acorn, Aegis, and Pollo. Short rotate here. As things go south, most teams have to move. They're going to be early, being quick to the draw here. Rise, G-Money, and Vito in the replay client. Look at that. Nice job onto VLEX. Cyclops comes in, but surprise, surprise, Aviv and G-Money are here to support them. They are playing excellent Fortnite right now. Game in and game out. Shadow Sphinx left as a duo. What happened to our boy Muzz?
Yeah, I saw the down in the feed. I thought maybe they can get the revive back onto Muzz, but nope, that is not going to be the case. And what a terrible time to lose your teammate as well. 19 teams still up. 2 more teams need to go down, though those placement points start to cascade in more and more with every team that does fall. As we're near the Brutal Boxcars Mountain, you're seeing the elevation that they've held throughout the start of the game until now. Kind of banking in the fact that it will pull in their direction. Teams will have to rotate, and then that's what they can use to get surged. They're not 1,000 above like we've seen them in the 2 past games, but they're still 300, faring very, very well, especially compared to some of the other teams in this lobby.
Very interesting that they're also staying kind of like separate, still with these incredible structures kind of all around the area because they can. I almost feel like they want to solidify like a really strong lead, and they're not doing anything out of the ordinary here. Ooh. These pistols are definitely dangerous.
Oh, looking down below. He does land some damage onto Josh, but not the first or the last shot, so no shockwave effect coming into play. Taki, Vert, and Isho. Seeing a team roam around right below. That's Click, Siamzo, and Higgs, who are doing the same thing to the team below them, which is King, Phaser, Cold's team, along with Monty. Reeds even further down that side of the mountain, but Phaser and King, they're just getting forced outside of the zone, but you're seeing why Clicks and his team are getting so aggressive below the damage threshold. Tagged up yet again, dropping down the side of the mountain. Click stuck on the side of that as well. He's going to get rescued for a short moment. They barely find themselves 29 damage above the threshold, but that's going to give them a moment to breathe, reassess the situation before they inevitably have to get active again.
Wait for Yamza to just keep his cool there and not throw down the med miss, because I know I would have been like, whoa, insta, put it down. That was a little intense right there, especially with the surge right on top of them, but here they go, 2 below again, so the pressure looming above them. Yamza have to make a move here. This is not the place to pause down. Here comes the med miss here to kind of force them in, but the lobby sees this as a sign of weakness. Skittles turns over, finds the knockoff that Clicks here. No traded damage. There it is. Finally, they find a little bit, but Bolts Kanata Rapid, they have their eyes on the prize here.
Storm Surge is active too. That was a good chunk of the damage that kind of brought Clicks down. Higgs and Yamzo to reposition and barely run. Whether you're an inch or a mile below that damage threshold, it does not care. It's instantly going to activate. 115 above though. Pressure has been alleviated as they make their way towards the zone, but not fully. You see their resource count very, very low. Heals gone out the window, and once again, a singular damage below the threshold.
Acorn and Agers have the high ground right now as well. They're positioned well over the lobby here. Peterbot, Cold, and Ritual have opted to go into the ultimate low right now. Now up into another box here. They find a fresh trio, force that player out. He goes dashing across. This is still a rotate they have to make here, so they're not in the clear just yet. Only a single elim, a very slow and steady game right now for them. I'm looking at the bird's eye view. I see Kanata, Bolt, Rapid, Yamzo, Higgs still alive here, making the move as well. Kanata, Bolt, and Rapid running their way up the top as well. The more elims they get, the closer and closer they get to closing those gaps.
Unfortunately, you saw Reek get taken down. Shadow falls.
Wow.
Around 15th place for him, Muzz, and Sphinx. That's got to be a nightmare way to end the day. But luckily for them, 6 more games to pick up the pace tomorrow. Higgs still suffering for active surge, storm damage as well. Backside of the zone, it overtakes him. But PH Sin actually gets the elimination, but does not reap the reward. No siphon. He immediately goes down in seconds.
If only he wasn't a duo still, Higgs would still be in the game, but there you have it. Just shy of the top 15. We're just inside of it. Cold, Peterbot, Acorn taking their time now, even playing this med miss. This is what I talked about. I can tell that they just want to ease their way into a nice, comfortable lead for tomorrow so they could just run away with this tournament. Likely to go for high ground now. We'll see if they want to play for this Victory Royale here. Pollo, Agers, Acorn give up the positioning here as they run out of material. They're forced to find a refresh here.
Yeah, and that's after already getting one. Agers took down Donnie on his 6th elimination. They have 9 total overall, which is crazy to think they're out of material. But Cold, Peterbot, and Ritual are the ones that are on the high ground. Pollo gets bounced up, trying to go for it. Ritual's shields go out the window, down to just a sliver of HP, looking for a way to survive. But it's Pollo that was the one that took him down, but it sacrificed everything. Him and his teammate will fall, leaving Acorn the last one alive. But Peterbot is in the same boat.
And Bolt's found Pollo there too, so this is all kinds of just exchanges happening right now. A messy, scrappy endgame here. Peterbot sees a little med miss, wants a piece of the action, goes to get some of that. Acorn finds someone, but the misform saves that player. His is now recharged and ready. He's chasing him down. It's Cooper. This is a healthy Cooper, though. He's got to be very, very careful. Oh, nice little find here. Go ahead and chill out, get some heals, but up top, the visual effect gives him away. And back he gets sent. Meanwhile, it's Booga, Craze, and Threats who are setting themselves up for the potential win.
Yeah, they're the only full trio left in this game. Reet is no longer in it, but Curly and Cooper were able to get the high ground in that moment. Kanata finally getting cleaned up. Another elimination for Craze. They need this game. We were talking about the bubble for global championship qualifiers. They're not even in the top 3 for those teams, but Craze finds and steals away that elimination from Peterbot, but he's ready to fight back. 1v3, those numbers, the math is math, and they're able to take it away. And now it's a 3v2. Cooper and Curly are ready for this fight.
This is a big fight for them right now. It's going to be hard to win with Cooper fully healthy here, but the material count. Curly just has a singular build. Cooper burns through what he had left, but the low ground team barely has any either, so Miss forms up, cancels it early. Booga takes the high ground, jumps down to support Threats. Threats falls here. Can the siphon come through? It's up to Booga and Craze, and of course, they do it in the end, and that will be their first Victory Royale.
Yeah, 8 eliminations. They're never out of the race, and they might have been looking a little bleak. Like I said, when it comes to the top 3 global championship spots, they weren't